The 1970s were a brutal era for quarterbacks. No protection, no mercy, no flags. Defenders could hit high, low, and late. And defensive backs mauled receivers without consequence. Yet, amid the chaos, a few quarterbacks rose above it all. Some won titles, others carried broken rosters. A few turned in seasons still talked about today. Here are the top 10 quarterbacks of the 1970s. Number 10, Billy Kilmer. Billy Kilmer wasn't a traditional quarterback. He didn't have a pretty spiral, and he didn't look like a franchise star. But what he did have was toughness, accuracy, and an uncanny feel for George Allen's offense. Kilmer took over for an injured Sonny Jurgensen in 1971 and never looked back. In 1972, he led the league in touchdown passes, guided Washington to an NFC title, and helped deliver the franchise's first Super Bowl appearance since the 1940s. In an era full of big arms and flashy names, Kilmer thrived on grit and efficiency. He was the heartbeat of Washington's offense during the franchise's climb back into relevance. Number 9, Archie Manning. Archie Manning's career has always carried an asterisk, not because of what he did wrong, but because of everything he never had. He played behind leaky offensive lines with limited weapons and for teams that routinely finished near the bottom of the standings. And yet, despite all of that, Manning was electric. His combination of mobility, arm strength, and creativity made him one of the league's most exciting players. He earned 2 Pro Bowl selections in the decade, often single-handedly keeping the Saints competitive against powerhouse franchises. Manning is the rare quarterback whose greatness was defined not by championships, but by his ability to shine through chaos. Number 8, Bert Jones. If this list were based purely on physical talent, Bert Jones might be number 1. For a brief window in the mid-1970s, Jones was the most gifted quarterback in football. Strong arm, elite mobility, pinpoint accuracy, and incredible confidence. In 1976, he put together one of the greatest seasons of the decade, winning MVP while leading the Colts to an 11-3 record and one of the league's most explosive offenses. His deep ball ability was unmatched, and his play-action passing thrived in Baltimore's balanced attack. Injuries kept him from sustaining a longer prime, but at his best, Bert Jones was a force of nature and one of the decade's true what-if superstars. Before we move on, if you love NFL history, classic football, and deep dive countdowns, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow and lets us keep making more videos just like this. Alright, let's get back to the list. Number 7, Jim Hart. Jim Hart rarely gets mentioned in top quarterback conversations, but the numbers and success speak for themselves. A 4-time Pro Bowler in the decade, Hart became one of the early beneficiaries of Don Coryell's offensive creativity. His arm strength allowed the Cardinals to stretch defenses vertically, and when Coryell arrived, the offense took off. St. Louis posted back-to-back division titles in 1974 and 1975, with Hart ranking among the league's best in passing yards and touchdowns. In a decade dominated by tough defenses, Hart helped modernize the passing game and became the steady, underrated engine of a Cardinals team that thrived in the mid-1970s. Number 6, Ken Anderson. Ken Anderson helped shape the future of quarterback play. Under the teaching of Bill Walsh, Anderson became one of the most efficient and accurate quarterbacks of the decade. His timing, footwork, and precision passing laid the groundwork for what would later become the West Coast offense. He twice led the league in passer rating during the 1970s, made multiple Pro Bowls, and guided Cincinnati to competitive seasons despite playing in a division loaded with the Steelers' dynasty. Anderson wasn't just a solid quarterback, he was ahead of his time. His style and execution directly influenced the next generation of NFL passers. Number 5, Fran Tarkenton. Fran Tarkenton was a quarterback in a running backs era, and yet he rewrote the record books. No one extended plays like Tarkenton. His scrambling wasn't for show, it was a survival tactic, and a weapon that left defenses exhausted and confused. After returning to Minnesota in 1972, he led the Vikings to 3 Super Bowl appearances and won MVP in 1975. That season, he dominated the league with his accuracy, leadership, and resilience. Though he never captured a championship, Tarkenton's blend of creativity and passing production helped usher the NFL into a more modern offensive age. Number 4. Bob Griese. Bob Griese didn't need gaudy statistics. He had something far more important: total command of Don Shula's offense. Griese understood situational football better than most anyone in the decade. When it was time to run, he managed the game flawlessly. When it was time to throw, he delivered big moments with incredible efficiency. He guided Miami to 3 straight Super Bowls, winning back-to-back Lombardi trophies, including the NFL's only perfect season in 1972. Griese also made 8 Pro Bowls and remained a steady, intelligent presence behind one of the greatest run games ever built. He wasn't a volume passer, but he was a championship quarterback through and through. Number 3. Ken Stabler. Ken the Snake Stabler brought poise, precision, and toughness to the Raiders when it mattered most. Known for his calm under pressure and ability to deliver in big moments, he led Oakland through some of the AFC's fiercest battles of the decade. He won MVP in 1974, led the league in completion percentage twice, and delivered legendary clutch moments, from the Sea of Hands touchdown to countless late-game drives that cemented his reputation as the ultimate closer. When the Raiders finally won their first Super Bowl at the end of the decade, Stabler's fingerprints were all over the franchise's identity: tough, clever, and unshakable. Number 2. Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach didn't step into the league until age 27 due to his military service, but once he arrived, he immediately changed the trajectory of the Cowboys franchise. Staubach was the prototype for the modern dual-threat quarterback: mobile, accurate, smart, and competitive to a fault. He led Dallas to 4 Super Bowls, winning 2, and consistently ranked among the league's top passers, despite playing in an era that didn't favor quarterbacks. His comeback wins, late-game magic, and leadership made him one of the decade's most feared opponents. If winning is the metric, Staubach is as good as anyone who ever played. Number 1. Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw didn't put up massive regular season stats, but when the lights were the brightest, nobody shined more. With one of the strongest arms of the decade, Bradshaw powered Pittsburgh's vertical passing attack, perfectly complementing the steel curtain defense. Terry won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years, a run unmatched by any quarterback of the era, and captured MVP in 1978. Bradshaw's postseason performances are legendary: deep bombs to Lynn Swann, game-changing strikes to John Stallworth, and clutch throws that defined championship football in the 1970s. In a decade built on toughness, Bradshaw stands alone at the top. The 1970s were a brutal era, but these quarterbacks rose through the punishment and defined a style of football that still shapes the game today. From innovators to champions to unforgettable personalities, the decade was loaded with giants. Who's your pick for the number 1 quarterback of the 1970s? Let us know in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more NFL history deep dives. See you on the next one.